am I the asshole for resetting my life every 3 years and cutting contact with friends, colleagues, romances that I made in that era?
Are you a fucking spy? What the?
Are you in witness protection?
Are you Edward Cullen? A goddamn
change
vampire?
your identity every damn 3 years. I am all for cutting people off that you've outgrown or you just don't match the same energy with. But if you're also doing it to innocent people who have been in your lives and who has been contributing to like positive things about you and you're just cutting them off, that might make you an asshole.
Yeah, this seems pretty, I mean, given the title, it seems unwarranted. Just every 3 years dipping. So
Crazy.
I'll say asshole.
TikTok, we're not friends anymore, bitch.
I was gonna say we'd start a new podcast. We name it something else.
Mhm.
Don't tell anyone.
No, it's so much work to build the audience back up. I beg of you to stay, y'all.
All right, let's see if this is unhinged as the title leads us to believe.
Oh, hold on. Sorry to interrupt. I just saw a random ass comment while I was fixing the episode like a few hours ago. Someone says, "Why do you guys use lower score, or why did you guys say lower score and mid score for like under?" Damn, I don't even know what's called. It's underscore, right? And hyphen. Jesus Christ!
Don't know what it's called. Hyphen is the mid score.
I think it's called an underscore.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Underscore. But anyways, that's when you said like I feel like there's new listeners coming in. You're not probably gonna know some of the bits that we have unless you go back like hundreds of episodes.
Yeah,
Midscore has tested, really beat the test of time on that one,
and that's why she's the GOAT.
She's the GOAT.
All right, so after I graduated from college 24 years ago now, I have been living life by what I call the policy. My policy is basically that I commit to resetting my entire life every 3 years. What this means is I regard that life of 3 years and that version of myself as completely over and done.
You fucking a software update? Is that what you are?
This is insane. I gotta tell you. This means I have to cut off any friends or colleagues, even any romantic relationships. I move to a new part of the country and start completely from scratch. But sometimes it's painful.
How? I mean, do you get a new name?
That I don't know. I mean, I guess you could.
But your job? How does that work?
Start new social media presence? I have no idea, honestly.
That's crazy.
Sometimes it's painful, but it allows me to have a very interesting life and in some ways live many different lives. I even try on new personas of sorts each time.
Spy.
I am by nature in my core a kind of reserved person, but by viewing each new era as an acting challenge, I craft a new persona and I am able to act it out. Could you imagine just never being yourself?
I don't know if he knows who himself is.
Yeah, true.
At this point.
Yeah, because it's been I've been doing this for 24 years.
Jesus Christ.
That means I have led 8 distinct lives.
I was doing the quick math in my head.
1, 2, 3.
Obviously not quick enough.
In recent eras, when I start to get close to people, I tell them about the policy and I am upfront that at the end of my 3 years, I will be moving to an entirely different part of the country and they will never see or speak to me again. I tell them it's not personal, it's just how I chose to experience life. So I think I'd be like,
I can't help but feel like it's personal because I'm like, no one's making you do this. You could do whatever you want, brother.
So I recently came to the end of one of my 3-year eras. I had done this one in northeastern United States, not naming a specific state, and I decided for my new era now starting, I would try out something in the Southwest. I had a goodbye dinner of sorts with some close friends and my girlfriend at the time.
Crazy. So crazy.
As is typical, some of them didn't believe I was serious, but I managed to convince them. My girlfriend became distraught and made a scene. It was an embarrassing way to end this era. I decided to find her and get a hold of her before I left, but I couldn't, so that was it. I sent her a final text saying I'm sorry for how it ended. I wanted to be amicable and I wish her well and hope she had a good life. but it was time for me to start over and she would not hear from me again.
Damn.
I am early into my new iteration. I have a good persona crafted, have a good job, and getting into new hobbies that the new me is passionate about, and it's going well. All of a sudden, last week, my ex-girlfriend from my prior life showed up at my new apartment.
Prior life is crazy.
Wild way to describe it.
Reincarnated.
Yeah. It was probably 2 weeks ago. You know?
Yeah.
Again, this is on the other side of the country. I was astonished and dismayed. And weirdly, I kind of felt afraid and out of sorts. It's hard to explain, but when I start a new life, I consider my prior persona ended and my prior life over. So being confronted with a person from that old life is kind of surreal and almost like encountering a ghost or something. When I saw her by the door, I kind of froze and my brain felt like it was stuck on loading screen or something.
Oh, by the door. They came to their location?
Their house, yeah.
Mhm.
Their apartment, wherever they are.
Oh.
Yeah. She was being emotional and wanted to reconcile. Finally, I found my words and told her that that life was gone and that she needed to leave or I would call the police. She looked at me like I was insane.
You are.
Meanwhile, she's the one who stalked me across America.
Also insane.
I locked myself inside my apartment and eventually she left. To my further horror, my new phone number has been getting texts from her family, who I was close to in my prior life, as well as some friends from that life. I blocked them all without responses. They were violating my policy. I have done this multiple times and I've never had people from my prior life stalk me into the next one. Even my original relatives haven't done that. So they've cut off their family.
Shit.
For some reason, this batch is refusing to respect my lifestyle. I was honest about my policy with them for years and told them to expect it. Now they are intruding in my new life. It has thrown off my new persona. It makes things feel difficult. Part of me wonders if somehow I could be in the wrong. I need to get some unbiased opinions on Reddit. So am I the asshole?
I would just like to say, would love for this to be a TV show. I mean,
Could be. It could be.
The Policy season 2.
You already got it.
Is the craziest.
Yeah.
Can we be cameos?
Yeah, please. I'll just be in the background.
Yeah. I no, you guys will be the neighbors of this person.
The way I'd be so nosy.
The new neighbors.
Yeah.
And they actually do get reset every 3 years. Yeah, there's the twist.
It should be us in every season, but just different outfits, different names. We're like, yeah, we are not those guys. We're secretly on the policy as well.
This would be a great show because it could almost be like anthology seasons because it like completely resets every season.
As the new Doctor Who. I've never seen it, but I imagine it's similar.
Same, or Fargo, which is great. But anyway, what are you guys saying?
It's weird. It's weird for sure. I mean, I will say, as much as I think this guy sucks, it's not like a mystery to these people. He tells them ahead of time when he's close to them, this is what I do. Get in or get out, but I'm gone and I got a stopwatch. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's not like he wasn't up front. So
I will say, I don't know if someone told me that if I would fully believe them. You know what I mean?
If we went so far as to have the going away dinner and then I didn't see them for 2 days, I'd be like, damn, he was dead ass. All right.
That's crazy.
That was crazy that he's for real gone. But I mean, I feel like as wild and insane and stupid as I think the policy is, he didn't lie to anybody, which I think is a big factor. Like if he never told anybody about the policy, just got close and entwined with multiple people's lives and then just one day vanished, I think I would be against him. But the fact that anytime he gets close to somebody, he's like, by the way, sounds super weird. You will not know me in a year. I will be gone. Ghost. Finito. This life is done. And I don't know. I think he's in the right here. I think he's not the asshole. I
like it.
I think the person that stalked them and is, has been told like, hey, it's done, it's over, essentially broken up with, really. If we take the weirdness out of this is essentially a breakup. And then she followed you across the nation. You didn't give her any hints or clues. and she gave your new number to all her family so they could all harass you, I think you're in the clear of being the asshole, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah, the moment the OP said that I have communicated this to every single iteration of my life, I'm just going based on what they said and just taking what their word is in this post. I gotta go with not the asshole as well. Like what Sean said, if they just ghosted everyone and had them be so close to them and all of a sudden just disappear without saying a trace, granted, you don't owe anyone any explanation. In my opinion, you can just leave if whatever you feel like it. But this person did communicate to the people, and those people kind of chose not to believe that they were going to pull this off. To me, how I see this is a boundary, right? They said, hey, 3 years of boundaries. 3 years is my boundary with this iteration of my life. And once that's done, I am saying no more. And that is like, that's my boundary. That's my relationship. And that's done after 3 years. They communicated it well, in my opinion. The moment the ex-girlfriend and the other people started, going back to their life, that's not a consent. That was a consent broken by those people, right? Because they started showing up to place of where they live, started handing their numbers off to like other people. And to me, that's violating their privacy and violating the choice that they made. So is it crazy to me? I could never do it. I would never, I guess, string people along for even though that set amount of time. To me personally, I would never just be close to anyone just because I don't like having that hurt. Only reason why I said that is when I was in active duty, I chose never to have friends. I was like, I am not going to get close to anyone because I know in like a drop of a hat, they'll just say, hey, you're going to move locations. So I personally chose to never be invested with anyone. So I was never close to anyone during my time in the service. So yeah, I got to say not the asshole for this person. They put up a boundary and some people chose to disrespect it.
Okay. Interesting. Reddit was not as sympathetic, I guess.
They deemed assholes?
It is weird though.
There was no real consensus because it was deleted, and it's on AITA.
Okay.
So there's no like consensus what to say. Most people, and this is not me saying it, but most people in the comments were like, "You're a psychopath."
No, I think it is an insane way to live.
It is.
Yeah.
We cannot diagnose anybody, of course.
No,
I do think it is a wild life. I recommend therapy. Therapy would be good.
Yeah, I think so.
But this is a wild way to live. But,
for sure.
I could never do it.
Who are we to judge if you're being upfront? You know what I mean? I think if you're upfront, you're in the clear, in my opinion.
I think that's fair. I think the only part where I think he's an asshole is getting into serious relationships with people just to cut them out. I think that's like you're kind of being an asshole to those people. Like you're getting them invested in your life, like who you are. Well, your life is 3 years, but you're getting them invested in you as a person and then cutting them off. You are being honest, so I can't say that you're not.
I gotta say, if those other people get invested, that's kind of on them for not believing.
That's what I'm saying.
Though. Yeah.
Like if he gets in a serious relationship, they know. They may choose not to believe, but they know.
Okay. I mean, I still personally think it's an asshole move to get it, like to start dating someone. Like that's like friends is one thing, dating someone and like why start dating someone if you don't have like future plans with this person? That's where I'm kind of like at a loss. Like if it was just friends, I'm okay with that because like friends come and go. You know, you have friends that come into your life and then leave. That's fine. But relationships feel like that extra step where it's like you're committing to this person because you think there's something there for the future, and you cutting it off, even if you are being honest, is still kind of a dick move in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess
that's like in this scenario, like, let's hypothetically they said something like that and they're like, hey, I'll never marry you. I never want to get married with you. And that person gets mad and say, oh, what the fuck? How come it's been like how many years you don't want to marry me? That's kind of on the other person for not listening from the jump.
Listen, I'm not saying she's in the right for following him all the way. I think that's also like not cool. But I'm just saying, like, on his part, I think everyone probably sucks in this scenario. I think for sure him for getting like roping her into a relationship. And then even if he is being honest, like there's still that promise of calling someone a girlfriend or boyfriend, of the future of like, you know, together. Like you're getting in a relationship to hopefully build towards something. So that's where I'm.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Let's say the scenario is because it's like saying anything that you're truthful, like a non-starter in a relationship and being upfront about it at the beginning. And then like 3 years later being like, you're not going to change your opinion on that? What do you mean you're not changing your opinion?
That's kind of where I was heading
that's what it feels like.
Fair. That's fair.
But I also, again, I preface that by saying this is an extremely insane way to live life.
I would never fucking do this shit.
I think it is captivating, though. I would
it's love a great story
to be a part of those 3 years and just be like, I can't believe he's gone for real. That's
imagine if one of us was just like one day in the very beginning of us recording, we're like, hey, I only got 3 years shelf life on this show. One day we were trying to record and it's just like, I'm just not showing up. Who the fuck are you guys?
Yeah. Hey, Sean, are you good today?
I would feel like an asshole.
Sean has removed himself from
from the Slack channel. But yeah, so Reddit, from the comments I grabbed, were like, you're the asshole, also get therapy. That was kind of where I was.
That part I agree. They do need some help, but at the same time, are they really truly hurting anyone?
I mean, yes.
I don't know.
Clearly they are, but they're being upfront about it. I will give you that.
Yeah, they're being upfront. They're definitely hurting people because people are like, that's insane. I can't believe you're doing this. But also, I mean, it is not, he tells them. I don't know what to, I don't know.
So, adorable freeloader said, so is anyone else curious to know if there are any unsolved homicides in the Northeast over the last 3 years, where the MO suddenly matches new homicides in the Southwest? Just saying, ...
This is the Rainy Street Killer in Austin.
I was going to say, this is the Austin serial killers, this guy.
Could be. And then the person who cross-posted this, Sympathetic Deviant, gave us an update and said 45 minutes after posting, OOP deleted the post and the account. I guess he was resetting again.
I think OOP is a fucking serial killer, dude. Holy shit. I mean, I guess he is the asshole then. He's murdering people.
What are you going to do? Stab me? Proceeds to stab someone. I warned you.